Hello, good day and welcome. We are looking at the second creation story under the topic Sovereignty of God Part 2. In the Part 1, we have actually explained God the Creator and God the Controller of the universe using the LFLSBA formula. In this Part 2, we are going to look at the second creation story, taking cognizance of our formula 2, which is the GERMEL or GERMEL. It was clearly stated in Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, that after the creation of the earth, that there was no water and there was no plant. The land was just there. There was no rain to water the earth. It was just dews or mist that was watering the earth. So for that particular reason, God decided to create rivers. So the second creation story, in summary, is just an explanation of how God carried out His creative activity, how He created everything, an explanation, an insight explanation on how those things that we have mentioned in the first creation account was actually created. So in our formula, I said we are using GERMEL, GERMEL. So in the first part, remember that in the past WAEC questions, they will not ask you to state chronologically. They only tell you to narrate the second creation story. So for that reason, I deemed it fit not to apply any chronological or sequential method. So I'll just say it straight the way you should write it in paragraphs, and the explanations will be accepted by any examiner anywhere. The first part is that there was a garden. God made a garden. And in that garden, the name of that garden was Eden. I've mentioned two already, garden and the E. The G is for garden and the E is for Eden, which is the garden. The next one, which is the R, is river. And the rivers are Pihon, Gishon, Tigris, and Euphrates. There is a repeated WAEC question that will ask you, which of these rivers has gold in it? Please, it is the river in Avila, which is the very first river, Pihon. It has gold in it. And some scholars have written that two first rivers, which is Pihon and Gishon, are all in Africa. The other one is in Kush, which is Ethiopia. That's Gishon, while Pihon is the one that contains gold in Avila. That one is, some scholars claim that it is actually in Somalia. The two later ones we will mention, which are Tigris and Euphrates, the rivers of Babylon, they are actually located in Iraq, according to modern findings from scholars. So, to get the river, just remember P, G, T, and E. P, G, T, and E. Pihon, Gishon, Tigris, and Euphrates. Those are the four rivers. So like I told you, the formula is GERMEL, and the alphabets in it are GERMEL. G for garden, E for Eden, R for the rivers, Pihon, Gishon, Tigris, and Euphrates. Pihon, Gishon, Tigris, and Euphrates. It was Pihon that actually have gold in it and is located in Avila, that may be referred to as modern day Somalia. So after the rivers comes our M. Our M there simply means man. If you read Genesis chapter 2 verse 6 or Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, you will see that the creation of man was stated in these particular Bible verses which I have mentioned. That immediately after God finished creating other things, on the sixth day after creating animals, He created man from the dust of the earth. And He had to breathe air into the nostrils of man to make man a living being. After creating man, He observed that man was alone. So He decided to create for man Eve. This He did by causing man to fall into a deep sleep. And He took from the ribs of man a bone and made Eve. When man woke up and observed that Eve was by his side, he decided to make this exclamation, which is a quote, that this is the flesh of my flesh and the bone of my bone. She shall be called woman because she was made from man. After this, the next thing you will just encounter is the law, which is the L. So we have moved GERME and we have arrived at L. The L there simply means the laws that were given to man. You should not eat from the tree that will give you the knowledge of good and evil. So that is the law. Though there are other instructions that are also given, that's why I always add laws and instructions. Instructions were also given that they should subdue, procreate, eat, and name. And you can see that man has actually done his first responsibility, which is to name woman Eve. So, once you're done with all this, it simply means that you have mastered using our formula to answer the second creation story. For that particular reason, we'll be looking at the second creation story, which is a repeated WAEC question in 2003 and the year 2000. The question is the same for 2003 and the year 2000 WAEC question. The first question in the essay part. Now the second part is that you should state the significance of the roles that are assigned to man. So the roles like to subdue, to procreate, to replenish, and to name. The significance of it is that up to date, man is still naming animals and is still naming plants. Man is still giving names to weather conditions and climates. Man is still carrying out all these activities like taming of animals, domesticating them, using them for food. Man is still having children so that the earth will not lack human population. All these things man has consistently done. Moreover, in order to get your answers concretely, just go to Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 and read to 30. You will see the instructions that are given to man. Or you can go to Genesis chapter 2 verse 16 and you can read to the end. There you will also see the instructions that are given to man. The significance of it you can derive on your own. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have done so, please subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.